Power is not given, it's taken, and if used properly it becomes a force that bends reality to your will. Master the art of dark psychology with 20 proven tactics that will have anyone doing exactly what you want without even knowing it. Learn how to manipulate minds, control outcomes, and unlock the true potential of your influence. All right, let's get started. But let me give you a heads up, I've slipped a deadly dark psychology try somewhere in this video, one that can seriously change the way you see things. Watch all the way through because this one isn't in the standard playbook, it's a hidden gem, and trust me, you don't want to miss it. 1. The power of 3. First up, we have the power of 3. People are wired to remember things in groups of 3, so whenever you're trying to convince someone of something, break your points down into 3 simple ideas. This makes you appear more organized, persuasive, and impactful. Whether you're giving a speech, sending a text, or even making a sales pitch, keep it to 3 and you'll have their attention. Use this tactic in presentations or arguments by structuring your points into 3 simple, memorable ideas. For example, when pitching a project, highlight 3 key benefits to make it more persuasive. 2. Pattern interrupt. Humans are creatures of habit, so when a conversation starts to get stale or you need to break someone's focus, surprise them with something unexpected. It could be as simple as asking what's something you're hoping to happen this week. This subtle shift jolts them out of their routine, making them more receptive to what you say next. Or in conversations, if someone is zoning out or stuck in a repetitive routine, break the pattern by asking an unexpected question. For example, if you're in a meeting and someone looks distracted, ask what's the most exciting thing you're working on right now to reset their focus. 3. The yes ladder tactic. This is a sneaky way to get people to say yes to a big request. Start with small, easy to answer questions like, are you free this weekend, or do you have a minute to chat? Once they say yes, the momentum builds and they're much more likely to say yes to your bigger ask. Later on. 4. Self-deprecating humor. Self-deprecating humor makes you more approachable. By poking fun at yourself or laughing at your mistakes, you seem more human, relatable, and less intimidating. People are drawn to others who don't take themselves too seriously, and it helps lower their defenses. Use this in social or professional settings to disarm tension. For example, when meeting new colleagues, lightly joke about a mistake you made to show you're human and approachable. 5. The 92 rule. Now we have the 90-second rule. When someone is upset, don't interrupt them, let them vent for at least 90 seconds. This simple trick allows people to release their frustrations, and by just listening, you'll earn their trust and respect. 6. The finish line trick. When you're procrastinating or lacking motivation, picture how great it will feel to finish the task. Visualizing success will push you past hesitation and motivate you to take action. Tie-in, making you feel more in control. Use this technique to motivate yourself when facing procrastination. Visualize the relief of completing a task. For example, before starting a report, imagine the satisfaction of sending it off and use that feeling to fuel your productivity. 7. Under-promise and over-deliver. Always under-promise and over-deliver. If you set expectations lower than what you can deliver and exceed them, you come across as highly competent and trustworthy. This tactic is all about surprising people in a way that makes them think you're more capable than they initially expected. For instance, when working on a project, tell your client it will take a bit longer than expected, then finish early and impress them with your efficiency. 8. The shared struggle trick. The shared struggle works because people bond over common challenges in a meeting or social setting. Mentioning a struggle you're both facing will create a connection and Make them feel more aligned with you. 9. The reversal technique. Here's a sneaky one. The reversal technique. If someone resists your idea, agree with them but with a twist, say you're right. It might not work and watch them fight for your idea, often convincing themselves in the process. 10. The 5-second favor. The 5-second favor is about making quick small gestures to build goodwill, help someone carry their bags, open a door, or offer a compliment. These small acts of kindness create a positive association with you and build trust. For instance, offer to hold the door open for someone or compliment a colleague on their work to establish rapport and build trust. 11. The empathy pivot. If someone seems frustrated or upset, pause and consider their feelings. Showing genuine empathy changes the conversation's tone and makes them more open to your influence. For example, in a heated discussion, acknowledge the other person's feelings first before offering your perspective, making them more likely to listen and engage positively. 12. The spotlight effect. People tend to overestimate how much others notice their mistakes or flaws. This is called the spotlight of effect. Use this to your advantage by subtly hinting that you've noticed a minor detail about them. Something as simple as "I noticed you're very organized" makes them feel observed and valued. They'll likely feel more connected to you and may become more open to your influence. If you're still watching, I guess it's time to reveal that deadly trick I promised. Get ready. This one's powerful, and once you know it, there's no going back. The mind invasion technique. The mind invasion technique is a deeply unsettling method of psychological manipulation that plays on someone's insecurities, self-doubt, and need for validation to create a profound dependency on you. This tactic is highly powerful and should be used with extreme caution, as it can leave lasting effect on a person's self-perception, trust, and autonomy. Here's how it works. Instead of openly criticizing or controlling someone, you subtly implant doubts and insecurities, making them question their own decisions, worth, and judgment. The end goal is to create a cycle of self-doubt that makes them reliant on you for guidance, approval, and validation. By becoming their primary source of truth and confidence, you effectively invade their mind, holding significant influence over their thoughts and actions. Steps to use the mind invasion technique. 1. Subtle doubt induction. Casually question their decisions without outright judgment. Phrases like, "Are you sure that's the best choice?" or "Do you really think that's going to work?" can spark a subtle inner conflict, planting seeds of self-doubt. 2. Backhanded compliments. Use statements that sound positive on the surface but have a hint of critique. For example, "You're really good at that, considering how little experience you have," or "It's impressive how confident you are with such unconventional ideas." This keeps them seeking your approval as they try to decipher your true opinion. 3. Isolate their confidence. Become their main source of validation only. Give praise sparingly, making them feel like they need to work harder to earn your approval. Over time, they'll start depending on you to feel good about themselves, creating an addictive dynamic where they crave your validation. 4. Exploit their insecurities. Find out their insecurities and subtly bring them to the surface. If someone fears being seen as incompetent, for instance, say something like, "A lot of people in your position would struggle with that." This statement doesn't directly accuse them, but forces them to consider whether they're failing, leaving them vulnerable and easier to control. 5. Withdraw approval at key moments. When they start to feel more confident, suddenly withdraw your support or become distant. This triggers an emotional reaction and reignites their dependency on you to regain their sense of stability. Why this works. The mind invasion technique leverages deep psychological needs for validation and approval. When someone begins to doubt their own judgment and starts relying on another person's feedback to feel stable or confident. They lose their independence and start prioritizing your opinion over their own. The more they look to you for confirmation, the more you can shape their choices, actions, and even their identity. Use with extreme caution. This technique can create intense psychological harm if misused. It crucial to understand that the effects of mind invasion are long-lasting and can deeply affect a person's mental well-being. Used responsibly, it can establish a position of influence, but misuse can break someone's spirit entirely. The mind invasion technique turns someone's mind into a territory you control by feeding their insecurities, withholding validation, and gradually dismantling their self-trust. You make yourself the essential figure they rely on for confidence and approval. It's dark, dangerous, and only for those who understand the full power and responsibility that comes with wielding influence at this level. All right, now that you know the trick, let's dive back into the rest of the video. Keep this one in mind as we move forward, it'll make everything else even more powerful. 13. The emotional mirror. Humans naturally connect with those who reflect their emotions by suddenly mirroring someone's emotional state, whether it's excitement, frustration, or calmness. You can create a powerful, almost invisible bond. They'll subconsciously feel understood and may be more inclined to trust and agree with you. 14. The curiosity trap. Curiosity is a powerful motivator. Use the curiosity trap by holding back just enough information to pique their interest. For example, saying, "There's something important I noticed about your approach, but I'll tell you later," leaves them wanting more. They'll keep paying attention, eager to hear what you have to say next. 15. The invisible string technique. When you want someone to follow your lead, take the first step in a direction and pause. People naturally feel compelled to mirror your actions. For example, start nodding while speaking, and they'll often kn along with you. This subtle mirroring establishes a rhythm where they feel more inclined to agree with you. 16. The illusion of control. People feel empowered when they think they're in control. To gain their cooperation, give them a sense of control by framing your requests as if they were their ideas. Say something like, "How would you handle this?" This simple act gives them a sense of autonomy, making them more likely to comply with your suggestions. 17. The value anchor. To make something seem more valuable, start by mentioning a higher priced or harder to achieve option first. This is called the value anchor. For example, if you're selling an idea or a product, mention an expensive or difficult alternative first, making your actual proposal seem like a reasonable choice in comparison. 18. The reciprocation rule. Humans are wired to return favors. This is known as the reciprocation rule. To get something you want, give something small first. A compliment, a minor favor, or even a bit of advice can create a sense of obligation. They'll feel compelled to reciprocate, which can lead them to agree to a much bigger request from you. 19. The foot in the door technique. The foot in the door technique is a classic psychological trick. Start by asking for a small favor. Once they agree, follow up with a bigger request by initially saying yes. They're subconsciously more inclined to comply with a larger ask as it aligns with their self-image of being helpful. 20. The deadline trick. Finally, the deadline trick, adding a sense of urgency. Like a deadline creates a fear of missing out and can push people into action. Instead of saying, "Could you do this sometime soon?" say, "Could you have this done by tomorrow?" Deadlines add pressure and make them feel compelled to meet your time frame. Power isn't just a trait, it's a skill, one you can master if you're serious about gaining influence. Make sure to subscribe so you don't miss more tactics that can transform your interactions. Comment below with the tactic you'll try first and hit the like button if you're ready to take control. Remember, these aren't just tips, they're tools to shape the world around you now. Go out there and make these strategies work for you. The power is yours for the taking.